guys, welcome back to yet another video, and today we're taking a look at yet another DareU keyboard. The keyboard in question is the DareU EK871, a 65% 71 key layout keyboard from DareU. And this one is just as interesting a proposition like the EK861 that I reviewed 2 weeks ago. We're going to be diving deep into exactly what this keyboard is like in use. We're going to be talking about the specifications and all of that great stuff after a word from today's sponsor. So thanks to Easy Gadgets for sponsoring this video. We're actually hosting a 2,000 subscriber giveaway. Thank you guys so much for all of the support, especially after my first tech video. It was really nice of you guys for sticking along with me. So yeah, to commemorate that, we're giving away a EK861, and if you guys do want to join the giveaway, there's going to be a link in the description below. And if you follow the steps, you stand a chance of winning the EK861. And Easy Gadgets is also a really good place to pick up peripherals, especially DareU keyboards, seeing as they're the very reason DareU ever stepped into Bangladesh in the first place. So yeah, massive props to Easy Gadgets. With that being said, let's start the review. So today's keyboard, the DareU EK871, has a ton of interesting features that really separates it from the other keyboards in this specific price range. Those being, first of all, the keycaps, which are PBT die-sub keycaps, which are really hard to see in this price range. So first of all, this keyboard is powered by KO red switches, this specific one, and it is going to be available in the options of red, brown, and blue switches. This is the primary color format that you're getting, gray, white, and a choice of red or orange. And there's also extra gray keycaps that you can swap out with these red ones to get a completely muted look if that's what you prefer. This has Bluetooth 5.0 for connecting up to 3 devices, mode switcher on the back, and it is powered by a 1900 mAh battery that DareU claims gives it up to 20 days of continuous use without the backlight on, and up to 4 days of continuous use with the backlight off. Wait, I said it backwards. So on top of that, the main feature of this keyboard is that it has PBT die-sub keycaps, which are some really high quality, awesome feeling keycaps with a nice frosted finish on the top that gives it a really nice round feeling when you're going in for key presses. And the stabilizer keys are lubed, and they provide for a really smooth feel, save for the spacebar, which I'll get into later. And that's pretty much it for the specs. Moving on to the design of the keyboard. Now first of all, this is a 65% keyboard with a 71 key layout, so basically a TKO that's tightened down without the function keys, and it's definitely really good for you guys who are editors like me, and it has the arrow keys and every other essential key that you need, and as an editor I don't really use the function keys, so this is the ideal layout for me personally. Moving on, this keyboard has adequate build quality. The back feels a little bit flimsy, but the sides are super sturdy and there isn't really any deck flex, so that's good. Moving on, it has a USB Type-C at the back and a mode switcher alongside that allows you to switch from Bluetooth to wired and everything. It has a function switch, and if you press it with Q for a few seconds, the Bluetooth mode activates and goes into pairing mode so that you can pair it with your device. Moving on, there's a few magnetic feet at the back that if you adjust by 90 degrees, it's going to give you 3.5 millimeters of extra height if that's what you prefer. The entire keyboard comes in at a weight of roughly 650 grams. I couldn't find a specific number on the website, so I measured it for myself, and it's a little bit north of 650 grams, around 655 to 656. So yeah, that's about it for the design. There is the really nice poppy color scheme going on that I really like. The red keyboard actually reminds me a lot of Baymax with this armor on from Big Hero 6. Kind of brings out nostalgia because I watched that movie when I was a kid. Not that I'm not already a kid, I'm definitely still a kid, unfortunately. I'm gonna regret saying unfortunately when I have to work and study 72 hours a week in university. But anyways, moving on, there is also an option for you to swap out these red keycaps for gray ones if you're looking for a more muted look, or if you hate Baymax for some reason. Rest in peace Baymax. And honestly, overall, the entire build quality is pretty good, except for the back. It's a little bit flimsy like I said. But the design of the keyboard is pretty nice, and I don't really have any complaints. It's a really nice looking keyboard with a few nice accents here and there, like the start button and the escape button are really nice looking keycaps that look like custom keycaps that you've bought off of some other third-party site. I would have preferred for DareU to have the same legend on their alpha keys and their num keys as they do on their modifier keys, because those are some really nice low-key legends, and on here it's not really the best font. I just don't feel like it goes with the super clean vibe of the keyboard. But yeah, that's it. On to the subjective part of my review. So the typing experience was really good. I was able to get really high scores in monkey type, and in my opinion it was a really nice, smooth experience. Not much going on in the ways of scratchiness. I actually didn't even notice that it was scratchy until someone asked me if it was. There is a tiny little bit of scratch in the side keys, that is the home, delete, print screen, etc, and the arrow keys, but the alpha keys really have a minimal amount of scratch that I don't really notice. So unless you're a super sensitive keyboard enthusiast, I don't think you're going to notice them, or my unit is just super smooth. Moving on from that, the sound of the keyboard is really nice. My personal experience over this last week has been that this keyboard is super satisfying to type on. The stabilizer keys are awesome, save for the spacebar. Now that I'm getting to it, the spacebar does have a little bit of rattle, but that's probably because there was a previous owner to this keyboard who reviewed it before me. That was our fellow reviewer, Sam Boga. His channel will be in the description, but he reviewed this keyboard recently, and there wasn't any rattle back then, but looks like now that I have this keyboard, it does have a little bit of rattle. So it might have been all of the weeks of use, but you know, whatever, it doesn't really matter because your unit's probably gonna be just as smooth as the EK871 that I got when I received it. Alright, so in conclusion, what do I think about this keyboard? Now, coming in at 4,000 taka or $50, this keyboard is definitely one of the best keyboards in its price range without a shadow of a doubt, and that's primarily because of the prelubed stabilizers and the PVT dice of keycaps, which are really nice, and overall the aesthetic vibe that this keyboard gives off. It even solves the problem with the 861 with its really unique color scheme, and allows you to have the option and flexibility to change over to a more muted gray and white color scheme, which I think would synergize with more setups. So yeah, that's really great to see. And you do have the option of going orange or red. So, and I really appreciate the fact that DareU gives you the ability to choose between them and take your pick. In my experience, this has been one of the best keyboards that I can possibly think of in this price range. And honestly, it's a really nice keyboard, and I don't think you're going to be going wrong with it. And it is definitely my recommendation for a 65% keyboard in this specific price range of 4,000 taka approximately. And yeah, it's just a really solid keyboard that I feel like needs a lot more recognition. Especially DareU is a really awesome brand that just is super underrated. Hopefully this video gave you a little bit of insight as to what this keyboard is like and if it's for you or not. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see all you beautiful people in the next one. Bye!